Islington is one of London's richest boroughs. It's also in the top 10% of the poorest areas in England. And in these communities, they're keeping a keen eye on the government's plans to level up. Because here, they say they need long-term help.
Welcome to the Ringcross Community Centre. We've been here now for 4 years.
Wow.
And it was going to be knocked down and built up for luxury apartments.
Here they do anything from feed the homeless to find jobs for people. It's about opportunities.
This area, as many others, is in need of support, is in need of levelling up, to use the government's word.
Yeah.
Are you seeing any evidence of it?
No, very little support, very little structure or strategic thinking.
The government is spending £4.8 billion on levelling up. £1.7 billion has already been allocated to areas in need. Islington isn't one of those areas, but perhaps it should be. New data shared exclusively with Sky News casts significant doubt on whether levelling up money is going to the places that need it most.
In some areas, the pandemic has made existing inequalities worse, but in other areas it's actually created new inequalities. So places that were doing well and maybe developing and gentrifying have actually suffered a lot during the pandemic. It's set them back a long way.
That complicates things, doesn't it? When you're trying to figure out where to spend your money.
Absolutely, because it creates a more complex picture of the UK. A lot of the information that's used to make levelling up decisions is actually from 2019 or earlier.
Is there not a concern, or is there not some truth in the fact that levelling up seems so broad, so big, needs to achieve so much, that actually the risk is that it doesn't achieve much at all?
I think if the policy isn't brought up to date with a real understanding of the new picture of local inequalities, then it's possible that it's not going to be as effective as it should be.
If you can do plumbing, that would be perfect, but to be honest, I'm fine with anything else.
Tobacco has been doing a string of temporary jobs for the last few years, but he really wants something with a future. He's the kind of person the government's levelling up agenda needs to help.
Do you feel like you're supported?
I don't feel like I'm supported now, but it's like now I'm having to do other jobs, and now like I'm having to get into other jobs, other careers that I didn't even want to get into in the first place.
The government says that funding has been allocated according to need and to areas right across the UK. Councils have also been given an extra £12 billion in funding to tackle COVID. But the full plans for levelling up will not be published until the new year. The aim to bridge Britain's deep divides, a puzzle no government has so far been able to solve. Nick Martin, Sky News, Islington.